The way Taehyung shared that song said it all without him having to write a single word. People who follow Taekook immediately noticed that the choice wasn't random. It was a song by Brockhampton, a group known for having several openly gay members who speak fearlessly about their experiences. Among them is Kevin Abstract, who has been transparent about his orientation since 2016 and has used his music to show that diversity is also part of hip-hop. He doesn't seek to be seen only as a queer icon, but as a complete artist who wants to normalize his life and his feelings. Taehyung's choice to share that particular group drew a lot of attention because it's not common for idols to recommend bands with such direct and personal messages about identity, love, and freedom. For many fans, it was a very clear gesture of support for the LGBTQ+ community, something Taehyung has demonstrated several times with small but significant actions. Although he never accompanied the post with text, the song selection spoke for him. It was yet another reminder that Taehyung always finds subtle ways to express his thoughts, even when he knows some people might misunderstand him. And yet he does it, which led many fans to see it as a brave and genuine gesture. Despite this, many people in the fandom reacted negatively or simply ignored its meaning. Some toxic individuals, to whom the song was directed, didn't grasp the message behind the gesture. However, those who did understand it received it with great affection. They saw it as further proof of the kind of person Taehyung is, someone who supports important causes without expecting recognition. And for those who support Taekook, the moment held special significance because the song and its context resonated with how many perceived the relationship between him and Jungkook. Many people believe in them, and they felt this was another sign that Taehyung continues to express what's in his heart. Every time he shares something that seems directed at a small group of people or a deeper feeling, a portion of the fandom interprets it as a way of showing that his bond with Jungkook remains strong. Many longtime Taekook fans see them as a couple who have weathered rumors, hurtful comments, and misunderstandings, but who have always displayed a special connection. Therefore, when Taehyung shares something that can be interpreted as acceptance, authenticity, and support, it feels very close to what they perceive between the two. Not as definitive proof, but as a reminder that affection exists with or without public explanations. No matter what others try to say, what matters is that a large part of the fandom appreciates them for who they are, both individually and in the way they support each other. And as long as Taehyung continues to show genuine parts of himself, many will continue to believe that his connection with Jungkook is something beautiful that no negativity can erase. Over the past few days, Jungkook has been caught in the middle of a barrage of rumors. Things intensified when the company launched a program that seemed scripted and designed more to generate revenue than to protect the artists. Many fans noticed that the format gave Jimin more prominence, while Jungkook was left exposed to malicious and unchecked comments. What was most striking was the company's lack of clear support for him, which generated doubts and frustration among his longtime fans. This is when many fans began to wonder why he seemed so alone in the face of so much criticism. What affected the public most was seeing how toxic groups on social media took advantage of this silence to attack his image daily. Every morning, new posts appeared with fabricated theories, offensive messages, and rumors created solely to harass him. The worst part was how many people didn't even try to verify the information, they simply repeated what they saw, without considering the impact it had on an artist who had been at the center of it all for weeks. And while this was already serious, something else was coming that complicated the situation. Several users began using artificial intelligence tools to create fake scenes or fabricated conversations that seemed real at first glance. Their aim was to further confuse people, creating a distorted image of Jungkook that had no relation to his work or his personality. Every day brought a new attempt to damage his reputation, and every day it became harder to ignore the malicious intent behind these actions. What many perhaps didn't see is that all of this was also intended to affect something deeper. The close relationship between Jungkook and Taehyung, beloved by a large part of the community, also began to be indirectly attacked. Every gesture, every memory, every moment they shared was used as fuel to create fights among fans or to sow doubt where none existed. However, those who have followed their story for years recognize the natural connection they always displayed, in their gazes, their laughter, and the way they supported each other through different stages. And yet, some try to erase that affection as if it had never been real. But the community that loves them wouldn't let that happen so easily. Many fans defended them both, remembering that their connection was a beacon of light during several difficult times and that their bond doesn't deserve to be used as a weapon to generate hate. That's why, these days, the importance of supporting Jungkook and Taehyung without engaging in arguments that only fuel those who seek to cause harm has been emphasized repeatedly. The goal is clear, that neither of them be used as an excuse to attack the other, and that people remember that they are individuals who deserve respect. This support grew even stronger when the criticism continued to escalate for no reason. The idea is not to let rumors take control of the conversation, and instead, to focus on protecting what they represent: hard work, affection, and camaraderie. Although these days have been difficult, the community remains united, making it clear that it will not allow Jungkook's image or the connection he shares with Taehyung to be tarnished by unfair attacks. And although this doesn't end here, many believe that the best way forward is by showing real support, without noise and without being swayed by those who only seek to cause harm. Sometimes it seems Jungkook and Taehyung aren't even aware of what their gestures reveal. The way they look at each other is unlike anything else. It's not about seeking attention or forcing closeness, it just happens. There's something about that shared calm that makes everything else fade into the background. Anyone who observes them closely notices that there's a space that, without words, belongs only to them, even amidst noise and distractions. This closeness isn't planned or acted out. It feels natural, as if they're used to understanding each other without needing to explain anything. And that's what makes their relationship so special for those who have followed their story for a long time. They don't need to say everything to show what they feel. Their eyes can speak louder than any words. The fleeting touches, those small brushes, or the way they seek each other out with their gaze, reveal a trust and familiarity that many envy. It's as if, in the midst of a world that always has something to say, they focus solely on each other, and everything else fades into a blur. Anyone who has seen them knows that this way of being together isn't accidental. Neither Jungkook nor Taehyung behaves this way with anyone else. It's a unique, personal bond. But it's not all easy. Their close relationship has been criticized and misinterpreted many times. Every gesture, every shared memory, even moments that are normal for them, have been used to create arguments or confuse fans. There are those who don't understand what's between them and look for problems where none exist. However, those who have followed their journey know that all of that doesn't change what they truly feel. The connection they show doesn't depend on external opinions. The shared laughter, the support in difficult times, and the way they understand each other without words are evidence of something genuine. Sometimes, just observing them for a few seconds is enough to notice how they work together. The way Jungkook approaches, how Taehyung responds with a smile, the way they settle close to each other without planning it, all of it conveys trust and affection. There's no need to explain or dramatize it. It's simple, they feel comfortable, safe, and happy in each other's company. These seemingly small details are actually what reveal the strength of their relationship. Fans recognize and value this because something like this can't be faked. There's no obligation, no acting, just connection. Even with the noise of the community, with comments and rumors that try to divide them, Jungkook and Taehyung continue to show what they've always shared: closeness, respect, and mutual affection. Their gestures are sincere, their silent communication is clear, and although some may misinterpret it, those who know them know the truth. It's something that's evident in every glance, in every small gesture that seems normal to them but speaks volumes to those who pay attention. In the end, what truly matters is that no one forces them to behave this way. The naturalness of their relationship is undeniable, and that's what makes so many people follow them with such excitement. The looks they exchange, the touches, the way they reach out to each other without words, all of it confirms that their bond is unique and genuine. What they share doesn't need to be explained, it's felt and seen. That's why, no matter what people say, there's no denying that Jungkook and Taehyung have something special, something they don't share with anyone else, and that continues to be part of what makes them so beloved by their fans.